Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Monday, November 24th, 2024. We'll be doing a masculine, feminine, non-binary energy update today. We're going to be starting with head, heart space, and unconscious spaces of all three. First, we're going to be starting with masculine energy. We are using the Circe Tarot deck to be able to read into masculine. Headspace, immediately, as soon as we started drawing these cards, immediately first card that we're coming out with is the Queen of Wands in its upright. Now, this is very intriguing and important, given the fact that even when I drew these cards, the other two cards are face down. So it's interesting because the last time that we did this reading, there was a lot of focus, and there were absolutely no, there were almost no feminine energy cards in the masculine reading. A lot of the reading that we saw that was coming through in those cards had to do with masculine working through frustration towards other masculine energy. It was giving us a lot of the modality of masculine. I keep wondering, healed masculine being frustrated upon the fact that unhealed energy of masculine often makes it harder for masculine energy to build into healthy relationship, because it's a space by which I keep on seeing when energy has their guard up, it doesn't allow for conversation. When energy is working through a space of being trepidatious, there's no modality or experience by which masculine feels like they can energetically connect. And it's a lot of empathy that we potentially see that's happening right now in the modality of masculine thinking upon the energy of feminine, because we see even now that this is the masculine that's working through the concept or the understanding of building into the space of communication. So we see, like, this is, I almost get like there's a lot of thought processes that are occurring in those modalities and experiences. And a lot of them are based upon and built upon the way that they energetically communicate. Continuing to get the other cards in the spread right now, we've got the Two of Pentacles in its reversal, in combination with the Six of Pentacles in its reversal. And this is, again, I feel like this is also a lot of the masculine energy feeling the energetic weight of the retrograde cycle. Because the thing about it is, and I need to just describe this, the best way I can put this into words is how do I describe this best? When Jupiter is retrograding in Cancer, it can create a lot of feelings of working through solitude, right? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that energy of contemplation. Now, that can be really beautiful. Like, that can be a very solemn place, right? Like that quietude that we often hear in the retrograde cycles can build upon solemnity, but only, and I repeat, only if we're doing the work to hold ourselves sacred, right? When we're building into a space by which we hold ourselves sacred and we navigate quietude, we often experience that as solemnity. We find a lot of energetic peace in it. But when we're healing from trauma, right, and we feel like there's quietude, and this is a big hurdle for those who are working through healing from past traumatic cycles. It can often feel like it triggers us, or it creates a lot of hyper intensity within us, right? Because it's like the energy by which you can hear a pin drop. And the problem with trauma is trauma almost makes you immediately feel a trepidation when you navigate solemn energy, because it's the space by which you're not used to it, right? It can sometimes create that anxiety within the self. So I feel like this is a lot of the masculine energy that is working through the context of understanding and healing their own relationship to solemnity, right? Like working, like this is what we talk about when we speak about finding inner peace, because the ability for us to feel proportional in navigating solemnity allows us to build into the context is equally proportional to how sacred we feel about ourselves. But it's really hard, right? Because trauma often does not create the space by which we hold ourselves sacredly, right? It's often the space by which we feel energetically desecrated, or we feel like we've been hurt before. So the hard part with energy like this, and I just need to point this out for any of the masculines that are experiencing this, I wouldn't be surprised if you say that you're working through the space by which you're trying to do something differently, and at the same time feeling the weight of a lot of past trauma rising back up to the surface, right? It's like it's like that is literally the energy that we're experiencing during this eclipse cycle. So if you're going through that, I just want you to recognize and identify, and I want you to I don't, and that's why I keep on saying, do not match energy right now. Please, please, please do not be matching energy, because the thing about it is, and I like to point this out, trauma wants to fill silence with bad things. Okay. Trauma always wants to fill silence with bad things. But when we're working into a space that we're holding compassion for ourselves, then that is the compassion by which we're able to create something that feels like it is better, right? It's working through, right? This is how we heal. It's like, it's not repeating energetic negative bad cycles, but almost coming into the space by which we're able to work through something and see different possibilities that open up before us. So I do like this, because this is almost saying to me that there's a lot of the masculine energy right now that is taking new approaches to their own insecurities, is what I keep on hearing. It's like it's the life-changing power of potentially assuming everything is fine, is what I keep on hearing. Now, let's get into feminine energy right now. And for feminine energy, we'll be reading with the Tarot of the Divine deck. I've already got two of the feminine energies cards that are on the table. Bottom of the deck, a lot of soul searching right now for feminine energy. Can I get one more card, please? What do we got here? We got the Nine of Cups. We got the Fool card. And we've got the Eight of Swords. It's true. That Eight of Swords, man. What's up with that Eight of Swords? Here's the thing. This is what I keep on seeing for a lot of the feminine energy right now. And I got to tell you, I'll tell you right now, feminine and right now, building into the two, feminine and masculine energy right now, there's a lot of energetic alignment that we're potentially seeing right now in spaces of that. But the thing that we're kind of observing is it's giving me this is giving me a lot, this is a lot of the feminine energy just having to kind of pull themselves up by their own emotional bootstraps, is what I keep on seeing. There's a lot of it's interesting. Has Taurus moved in? Yeah, Taurus has moved back into Uranus. And the thing, here's the thing about it. Whenever Taurus is in Uranus, it's like all I hear is fine, I'll do it myself kind of energy. It creates that space by which it's self-starting kind of energy. That's the thing about it. It's just and that's the thing I often need to point out with retrograde, because the thing about retrogrades is everybody is working through the energetic frustration point of feeling like there's a lot to do. The funny part about, I would not be surprised if you told me right now that you're navigating a retrograde where you feel simultaneously like nothing is happening and everything must get done. Okay? Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Everything must get done. And so again, for a lot of the feminine energy kind of working into that context, or being able to do something in a way that almost allows for the amplification or the articulation in terms of identifying and recognizing what it is that they're working to do. I feel like this is a lot of the feminine energy also taking dynamic approaches to things. And I keep on getting the thing about it, it's I'm going to have to pull for it more. I'm going to pull for it more when we do the daily collective tomorrow. But I keep on getting the thing about this retrograde is it's a very dynamic retrograde cycle, which is why I keep on saying, please don't tell me that you're going through this retrograde and just letting your frustration get the best of you. Because I'll tell you right now, you can spend this whole retrograde spinning out over your frustration. But I'm gonna tell you, the problem with spinning out on frustration, like during retrograde cycles, like the ones that we're experiencing, is making sure that the frustration isn't based off of assumption. Because I'll tell you right now, right? Like that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean in relationality to kind of working through the context of a lot of this energy. It requires a sense of pragmatism. That's what I keep on getting. Now let's read into the non-binary energy. I'm using the Aquarian Tarot Italian version. We've got 3 cards here in the headspace. Ace of Cups in its reversal. Ace of Pentacles in its upright. And the seven of swords in its reversal. And so for a lot of like the thing that I keep on, and like this is like, talk about pragmatism. Like this is what we're talking about right now in relationality to pragmatism, because all of the energy, I do appreciate this. All of the energy right now is in alignment in relationality to taking pragmatic approaches to things. And I keep on seeing the thing that I keep on reading for with a lot of non-binary energy right now is working through the frustration or the need of feeling exhausted in terms of having to over-explain things. You know, like it's like I feel like there's this idea, like there's almost like this energy that has some kind of profound desire to skip ahead on things. But I keep on getting the reason that they energetically want to skip ahead is because I feel like there's a lot of that energy that is healing from circumstances or situations by which they feel like another person utilizes their energetic uniqueness to work out their own issues, is what I keep on getting. So there's a lot of like, I keep on getting like, there's almost like a little bit of this energy that is working through modalities or experiences by which they're almost articulating to counterpart the fact that we have to be each other's own centrifuge. And what does it mean about being one's own centrifuge, which is the space by which when we are in healthy relationship, we don't orbit, like I keep on hearing, we orbit around each other in the best way possible, which is the space by which we don't look towards each other. Like I keep on hearing, like we don't look towards each other for energetic guidance, but we articulate upon what that direction is in a unified way in the space by which we communicate upon it. So I feel like, again, there's a lot of like the one thing I will point out, and this is very much, this is exactly why I wanted to start bringing back, thank you. This is exactly why I wanted to start bringing back these readings right now, because I keep on getting, there's a lot of stuff that's happening right now, even though it doesn't feel like things are happening. And it's happening right now in the headspace. You know, it's like, it's idea energy. All right, let's continue right now. Let's go into the heart space of the energies. So heart space of the masculine, again, flying out. I feel like that one needs to be in the center. Can I get 2 more again? Not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. Yep. We've got the Queen of Swords. Okay, we got the Queen of Swords in its upright, the 7 of Cups in its upright, and the Justice card in its reversal. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing that we see that's happening right now for masculine energy in relationality to healing relationship with counterpart. I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy working to heal relationality with counterpart right now, I keep on seeing that it's working. I keep on hearing it's a conversation in relationality to what energetic strength feels like, is what I keep on seeing. And for a lot of this energy, we're just moving through the modality or the observation of being able to articulate and define. And I keep on, and the thing about it is it feels very, very protective. It feels very, very protective towards feminine energy, is what I keep on seeing. It's like I keep on seeing that it's like it's masculine energy, and this is a continuation on what we were reading into in the last in the last reading around the energetic cycles. We were talking about the fact that for a lot of the energy doing that work, that observational point of effectively, like, I just keep on seeing like calibrating for something in a way that they're effectively identifying and articulating like what chivalry means. And I keep on getting chivalry, like chivalry isn't the space by which we identify and we articulate and we pull things to get we like, I keep on getting chivalry and heraldry are different modalities, is what I keep on hearing. And heraldry is the space by which another person makes way for something. It's the space by which it's the articulation of something. And I keep on seeing like the modality by which another person is articulating upon chivalry is the space by which we see that a lot of the energy is working through something in the modality of helping to articulate what a productive conversation is. And I keep on seeing that for a lot of that productivity that we see, it's a lot of the, I keep on getting, it's a lot of the energy that's effectively like following in the energetic direction of feminine. It's building into that context, or it's building into that experience. It's allowing for a lot of that amplification. But I keep on getting in the same modality by which that is happening. I feel like remember how I said that for a lot of the energy doing that work, building into something is effectively the space by which they're navigating and acting as a point of correction. And I keep on getting, it's beautiful because I feel like I see the masculine being energetically defensive, but even in the space by which they're being energetically defensive, I keep on hearing the defensiveness is protectiveness, but it's protectiveness in relationality to feminine energy finding their strength, if that makes sense. And at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of energetic argumentation there. There's a lot of the space by which I keep on getting. It's almost like it's feeling like a lot of modalities by which another person is almost like acting correctively beyond another person's misconceptions to be able to heal something in a profound way. Now, moving towards the energy of the feminine, bearing in mind, again, this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to in terms of the heart space. Can I get 3 cards to clarify? We've got here we got the 9 of coins. So this is important. We've got double 9 energy right now for the energy of the feminine. We've also got the Judgment card, and we've also got the Queen of Coins. We've got a lot of Queen cards out today. Is what I keep on seeing. There's a lot of Queen cards here. And so the thing I want to like point out, and this is what I keep on seeing that's happening right now for a lot of feminine energy, because a lot of the feminine energy, I just keep on seeing like working through the frustration of navigating circumstances or situations where energy is over demanding upon the feminine. And when we keep on, like, I every time I read for feminine, I see this, which is it's the identification point of feminine needing to be, and I keep on getting this too, particularly with the feminine that's working through Uranus moving back into Taurus. It's the energy of the feminine that often feels right now that they have to effectively shift gears a lot. Like there's a lot, I keep on getting, there's a lot of gear shifting that's happening right now for feminine energy. But I keep on seeing like the thing about it, and I like this about what we're seeing with feminine. This is feminine. And this is why I keep on getting and this is here's the thing about it. Like I keep on seeing the conflicts that may be arising right now. Remember when I mentioned pragmatism? The conflicts that may be arising right now for a lot of feminine energy is understanding that when we harbor things, we can't switch gears, is all I keep on hearing. When we harbor things, we can't switch gears. It doesn't allow, that's the thing about, that's the thing that happens when we're working through the modality of the heart space. It's those experiences that effectively almost create those things. I keep on hearing the hardening of the heart is the heart that does not become pragmatic, because it's the heart that refuses to switch gears. It's like you get stuck in an energetic gear, and then nothing gets done. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy, working through that to a certain capacity is what is allowing, like it's almost what's allowing for a breakthrough to occur, because I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy, like working through that, like I almost feel like the energy that's having conversations with another person, talking about the pragmatism of the heart space. And the pragmatism of the heart space is one that allows for the context of being energetically adaptable, being able to see other sides of things, being able to observe, having those recollection points in relationality to what it is that we're effectively trying to do in order to get something done. So I feel like this is a lot of the energy of the feminine, like working through the modality or the experience of overcoming energetic hurdles of that nature. Now let's talk a little bit about the non-binary energy that we're seeing right now in the heart space of non-binary energy. We've got 3 cards coming through. We've got the 8 of Wands in its reversal. We've got the 5 of Wands in its reversal, and we've got the Page of Cups in its upright. Now, the thing about this that we're effectively identifying, and I keep on seeing this, like the thing about it, like I keep on getting, and I feel like the three modalities that I'm potentially seeing right now between masculine, feminine, and non-binary is, I feel like this is a lot of the masculine energy that is working into, I keep on hearing like this is a masculine energy working into the space by which they're like talking to other masculine energy about fixing their hearts, is what I keep on hearing. Which is almost the energy saying, if you can't imagine the perspective of another person, you are in danger, is what I keep on hearing. That's what I keep on getting that's happening there. While we see that a lot of the feminine energy is working through the energetic pragmatism of circumstances or situations, they're working towards looking at something and trying to be energetically adaptable as they navigate through situations or circumstances in the heart space. While for a lot, and here's the thing about it, for a lot of the non-binary energy, I feel like a lot of the non-binary energy is in the space where they are just protecting. They're just protecting their heart space at all costs, is what I keep on seeing. I feel like for a lot of the energy working through that modality or working through that experience, I just keep on hearing like there's a lot of this energy that is working through the front. Like I keep on hearing a relationship is not the place by which you try things out or you try things on. It's the space. I keep on hearing it's the space by which you build into. I keep on hearing it's the space by which you build into the energetic possibilities of partnership. And that's what I keep on seeing, that for a lot of the energy working through this, there's a lot of pain that's coming up in this retrograde cycle. There's a lot of potential trauma that's bubbling up into the surface. But I keep on getting a lot of the trauma potentially coming up or bubbling up into the surface is the modality or the experience by which they feel energetically misunderstood, or that they often feel like they don't necessarily energetically belong. So there's a lot of that, like I feel like there's a lot of that modality by which the energy is working to heal. But I feel like it's also like working to heal because it often feels like it's energy that takes things out upon them. Because often, again, when we don't understand things, we become the force or the power of another person's projections. Continuing to get clarification between in the unconscious space right now for masculine energy. 3 cards to clarify. We've got here the 7 of Swords. We've got the Ace of Wands. And we also have the World card. Now, working through the context of what we're effectively identifying, I need to stress this right now. I'm going to keep on amplifying about the fact that this is effectively the apex of this retrograde cycle. And it's really, really easy to energetically over or internalize things. And I keep on getting this. It's really, really easy. And did you notice, like, as soon as I started reading into masculine energy, like I felt like the throat chakra start locking up. It's very easy to work into the path work by which we recognize and identify. Like I keep on seeing the space by which we grow and learn is the modality by which we work to understand and experience things. And it's interesting because it's like the card isn't appearing right now. Like the card isn't present in the masculine energetic cards, but it feels very much like Fool energy. It feels like there's a lot there that's happening, particularly in relationality to Aries cycles, because it's understanding. I feel like this is like understanding the true concept and value of Aries cycles. And I always like to point this out. Aries is not warrior energy. Aries is often child energy. Right? The beautified force of Aries is the energy that looks at the world with a sense of excitement. It looks at the world with a sense of energetic, like, eagerness, right? And it's often, and this is the thing about it, and this is often why we recognize that Aries cycles kind of go through an energetic process, that sometimes they go through like a very rough patch, particularly in the center of their lifespans, which is like the modality or the experience by which we recognize and understand. We recognize and we understand. Like, we don't allow the space by which our eagerness overrides our own sense of care, right? Because often, like, the thing about it, our eagerness is often met with a modality by which another person tells us not to dare, right? And what happens often with those in Aries placements is they start in energetically over eager, and then someone says, "Don't you dare," and then they go, "Fine, I won't care." Right. And then it's like I keep on getting, it's an overcorrection point that often happens in those modalities and those experiences. It's like it's not working through the heart that has an on-off switch, is what I keep on seeing. There's like, it's like, and when we're working through, like, when we work through our feelings, right, then we become energetically stronger. So I feel like this is what I keep on seeing, that a lot of, like, this has been happening. And the reason I bring this forward, like, the reason I'm talking so much about Aries right now, is because for a very large portion of time over the expanse of this year, we have had a absurd amount of energy hanging out in the house of Aries. Okay. It's just been hanging out there. It can bring a lot of it. It's like it can get your ire. It can get you really fueled up about something. And I like to point out, like that fuel, like that, the feeling that we have. I like to point this out. The fuel that we have, it can destroy things. It can also create things. Like, we look at that feeling, and it's either destructive or it's beautiful. It's the space by which, and often I like to point this out, often in the moment that we feel most of our anger, we've never are in more of a moment to be able to change something. Because if we take that anger and we move it into identifying and articulating to another person just how much they mean to us, or just how much something means, like when we instead come out of the projection of feeling the volatility, but instead speak upon the passion that exists within the force that the anger is trying to protect, well, now we're energetically getting somewhere. So I feel like there's a lot of the work, I almost feel like there's a lot of the work of masculine working on navigating through their energetic anger. But I keep on seeing it's not the energy. It's not the energy that's working to be like, I'm angry and I want to make it your problem. It's the energy that understands that when we feel upset, we need to start introspecting and being like, why does this bother me so much? Because once we start understanding the nature of our anger, what do we often find behind it? Fear. Hello. It's like hello, I've been here just waiting for you to find me. Can you kind of help me with this? It's like, it's the space by which it allows us to be able to start to heal something in a beautiful, amazing way, right? But it stinks because first you're gonna heal, but you're gonna get really angry about it. You're gonna get really angry about it. But then, as long as you don't take the anger out on everyone around you, and you start working with it and being like, and not working with it like, I'm gonna, like, no, not like that. But when you start being like, where's this coming from? Why do I feel so strongly about this? Start digging through the junk drawer of our own emotions. We start to understand and land upon the reason and the meaning by which something makes that, by which we can actually energetically communicate through it. Now, this brings us to the feminine energy. 3 cards for the feminine, please. And I got to point out, if you can't see today's spread, I would strongly encourage you to head on over to the stack after this so you can see the photo, because I have to express the 3 cards we have in the space of the masculine are positively beautiful. Because I feel like it's like I can see the masculine that almost understands and says, when I don't work through my own fire, when I allow my anger to get the best of me, then everyone I care about flees. And then it makes me more angry. And the energetic cycle continues, is what I keep on seeing. Right? It's literally like you can't yell at someone and say, why are you running away with me? You've just given yourself your own answer, is what I keep on hearing. You know? You can't scream at someone to come back towards you because it's antithetical for what it is that you're asking for. So I keep on seeing that there's a lot of the energy that's kind of working through experiences or past modalities by which situations or circumstances occurred. Because I keep on feeling like that's the energy of identifying and recognizing those modalities by which we allow our anger to, I keep on hearing, allow our anger to project away from ourselves instead of reclaiming, is what I keep on hearing. Our anger should allow us ability to kind of reclaim ourselves, not to lose ourselves. Now for feminine, 3 cards, please. What do we have here? We've got the 9 of Wands in its reversal. We've got the Knight of Cups in its upright. We also have the 7 of Cups in its reversal. So for a lot of the work that we're seeing for feminine right now, like I said, there's a lot of and bearing in mind, again, this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. I feel like for a lot of the feminine energy right now, like the thing that I keep on recognizing and observing is I just keep on getting situations or circumstances wherein, and I feel like this is what's hard for I keep on hearing like this is like what's difficult for feminine energy to often gravitate upon, which is feminine energy often feeling frustrated in the modality by which they are trying to be pragmatic. Because when energy of feminine is trying to be pragmatic, energy will get angry for them for not doting upon them. I'm going to say that again. When feminine energy is working tirelessly, even when feminine energy, I need to stress this is why feminine energy gets so upset. When feminine energy is doing everything to be as pragmatic as possible, literally as pragmatic as possible, even in the context by which feminine energy is navigating pragmatic situations, there will be energy that gets upset that feminine energy is not doting upon them. And that's what I meant in terms of feminine energy, like going through the modality or the experience of navigating through maturation cycles. I keep on getting there's a lot of feminine energy right now that's feeling the impact of Saturn moving back into Pisces, like effectively kickstarting a pseudo Saturn return for a bunch of energy that's not in alignment to them, because I keep on seeing, and this is what I meant, even in the space by which I see energy like articulating and being protective over things, because I keep on seeing that when we are building in, like when we're building into the concept of pragmatism and we see energy being energetically pragmatic, it should be the modality by which another person sees that and recognizes that as a modality of celebration. But when someone is too deep in their ego and they see somebody energetically pragmatic, they get upset that another person isn't doting upon them. So that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of the feminine energy, like working through those modalities or those experiences, I feel like this is feminine energy that's effectively, I feel like this is the feminine energy that's effectively like working into like what happens with the feminine when they do that. They just tighten their circle, is what I keep on getting, right? It's like the feminine energy. It's like the feminine energy, when the feminine energy recognizes that, it's not like the fact that you're going to like start like energetically doting upon things. I keep on seeing it's just the energy of the feminine that just works onto the understanding that as they become more effective, they're going to be simultaneously more misunderstood. It's like that. It's just, I know it's hard. It stinks, but that's the thing about it. The feminine energy is building into composure, saying it stinks, but they're not the source of the fact that it stinks. It's just the and that's why I keep on seeing like the feminine energy is doing that work in relationality to working through that And I keep on hearing like avoiding those modalities by which that effectively like triggers them. But then even I feel like again there's like it's a lot of the feminine energy being like moving on. You know what I mean? Like moving on is what I keep on getting. Continuing to get clarification. To get clarification for non-binary energy right now. 3 cards in the unconscious, please. We got justice. Okay, we got some similarity happening right now. We've got the 9 of coins, of pentacles, and we've also got we've got 3 spades right now. I mean, not 3 spades, we got 3 aces. We got 3 aces right now coming through in the modality of non-binary energy. And I need to point out, this is the energy that's working through the unified work of both masculine and feminine right now. And so that's why we see the funny part about it though is the energy of masculine working through registering whether they have a right to be upset about things, right? Feminine working through the space by which they're working to be pragmatic. I feel like a lot of the non-binary energy is working into the modality of experience of feeling like they're trying to be pragmatic, but they also have a right to be upset. Is what I keep on hearing. It's actually like I get a lot of the non-binary energy finding words to articulate upon an energetic frustration point. It's like it's the energy that says, like I keep on seeing, it's like the energy that is effectively identifying and recognizing the force of intention in terms of being able, and I keep on hearing the energy that says it's fine to be upset as long as you can articulate upon it. Right? It's like, it's okay to be upset. Like, it's okay to be upset. Like, it's not like finding peace. Like somebody, and you'll notice this, like people who are like completely disassociated will see you being logical and be like, you've got a lot of anger issues, and being like, are you okay? Is what I keep on getting. You're supposed to have anger issues. You're supposed to, what are you kidding me? How can you not be upset? Like you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to get rid of that. You're not supposed to move that away from the self. You're supposed to understand it. It's not okay to be upset about things you don't understand. All right? You gotta be responsible. You gotta be responsible for the things that you're upset about. Right? Because when you're responsible for the things that you're upset about, then you're able to do something better with them. Isn't that nice? Now look, all of that being upset is fixing things, right? It's the space by which we're able to elevate things. And so I feel like there's a lot, it's interesting because I almost feel like a lot of the non-binary energy right now is very much in critique form, which is like, I keep on hearing a critique, like the difference between a criticism and a critique is when you are moving through entitlement, you will go around and be like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. And critique says, what would you prefer? Right? It's okay to say you don't like something, but if you don't like it, please articulate. Please express what would be better. Right? Because now we're propelling a conversation with our energetic disgust for things, right? Because when we feel energetic disgust for things, but we don't do the work to understand them, when we don't do the work to understand it, it often points to that disgust that we're pointing at everyone is actually pointing at the self. It's like, me, be like, your disgust is telling us a lot about what's in there. You know what I mean? So that's the modality by which we work to understand ourselves better. Because the experience and the modality by which we can articulate something that energetically bothers us allows us the ability to identify and articulate upon what it is that we would hope to do better. And so even in that modality, even in the space by which we experience something that is incongruous, perfect example, right? We can identify and recognize what feels energetically appropriate versus what feels out of place. So I feel like there's a lot of the energy that gets frustrated because they're doing that work all the time. And they're also feeling like they are the source of others' projections that refuse to do that. And I keep on seeing that, like, that's why a lot of the energy is potentially working through that modality by which they move very cautiously into partnership, is what I keep on seeing. Because I keep on seeing the energy that's saying somebody being like, you're being awful careful. And another person being like, would you like an explanation as like, would you like me to open up the book and explain to you why? Like, this is the energy that says like the reason that they're being energetically careful is they're going through a long history of energy taking things out on them. And that's what I keep on seeing. Like for a lot of the energy doing that work, I feel like the space, like it's hard because I can see the energy that desires partnership, but they often feel like they have to work twice as hard for it because of that recognition point, right? Like working through the modality of understanding, but also working through the understanding of recognizing and calibrating for another person's desire for things, potentially even in the modality by which they're seeking to enter relationship. Bottom of the deck on all of these energies right now. For a lot of the masculine energy, we've got the Knight of Cups in its upright. And I love the Knight of Cups in this particular deck because it keeps on working through the modality or the experience by which we're able to identify what feels energetically productive. And this is what's hard. Like I see a lot of the masculine energy that's doing the work for, like, feels like they're having to do the heavy lifting for other masculine energy that doesn't even feel like this work is necessary. Like this is the energy that almost is art. And this is what I meant about like, this is the first time we're seeing more feminine energies cards popping up in the masculine space. But I literally feel like I see healthy masculine energy articulating to other masculine energy on what it means to make a feminine energy feel safe. And I keep on seeing, I keep on hearing, you can't insist, is what I keep on hearing. Have you ever noticed that when another person insists that they're safe, you've never felt in more energetic danger? Safety does not insist upon itself. Safety is evident, is what I keep on hearing. Safety does not insist upon the fact. You ever notice that when someone is trying to convince you that they are energetically safe, you never have felt like you're in more danger, being like, this is a weird conversation, right? It's like it's working through the modality. And that's what we meant about the finger that points right back to the self, right? It's like safety defies explanation. Is what I keep on hearing. Like I see somebody. It's not something that you insist upon. It's something that you embody. And I literally see some masculine energy, like frustrated because I feel like they're trying to articulate that to other energy of masculine that's working through. I told you, like a little bit of that energy being like, I don't know why I keep yelling and that person just keeps running farther and farther away. And someone being like, are you okay? Like it's like, I don't know how to do what, but it's exhausting. I can see like the energy, and it's funny because I feel like the masculine, like feeling like the space by which it's like they're trying to collect their breath to articulate something like that. Now for feminine energy, all right, this one again, all the feminine energy cards keep on coming up from the bottom of the deck. So even this one, we've got the Ace of Wands in its upright. I don't have time for it. This is feminine energy. I appreciate this. Feminine energy right now is like not in the space of feelings. Feminine are like, listen, I appreciate you have feelings. Respectfully, if you haven't done the work to process those feelings, please come back once the feelings are processed. Is what I keep on seeing. It's the energy that's just like, please, thank you for coming here with your feelings. We deeply appreciate your call. If you could please just hold and process those feelings, we'll get back to you in just a few minutes. Is what I keep on hearing with the feminine energy, because I feel like this is the thing about the feminine energy right now. It's like the feminine energy. I told you, like this feminine energy right now, and I feel like the difference right now. I need to stress this. I need to stress this right now. Okay, I don't know why. I feel like masculine's got a big swath of time right now. Masculine energy, big swath of time. Feminine, not enough time to get everything done, is what I keep on seeing. Like feminine is working through like a sprint right now. And masculine's in the energy that feels like a walk in the park. And I keep on saying, when I see energy like this, never is there more possibility for argumentation to occur, because it's the modality. And I keep on seeing they're both in hermit mode in different ways. That's why I started reading into these energies right now. Masculine's like in hermit mode, like, do you want to go for a walk? And feminine's like, are you kidding me right now? Like you know what I mean? Like, there's something to be said about that modality or that experience in relationality to working through things. And so I feel like just be mindful of that. Make sure if you're communicating, be like, do you have the bandwidth to navigate this right now? And then don't get upset if someone's like, respectfully, no, is what I keep on hearing. But I keep on, but the thing about this too is for a lot of the feminine energy, like I just keep on seeing, like I keep on feeling like this is feminine energy that is looking towards, like I feel like this is feminine energy looking towards others that are in that same modality. Pragmatism finds pragmatism. And I keep on seeing that, like, for a lot of the feminine energy, like the ability to identify or recognize or work through, I keep on hearing like working through pragmatic possibilities. I feel like there's something beautiful because I know that it seems a little incongruous, but there's something dynamic that's happening right now within the span or the scope of these energetic frequencies. Now, for non-binary energy, bottom of the deck right now, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in its reversal. So when we're working through the Queen of Pentacles in its reversal, and I just want to kind of like, I feel like the thing that we're seeing even now, and remember how I said like one of the reasons I wanted to start reading back into the separate frequencies is because we're seeing a bit of a slowdown right now that's happening in the relationship cycles, given the fact that we're experiencing the retrograde. I feel like for a lot of the non-binary energy right now is working into, like, they're working into the context of experiencing or working through, like I just keep on seeing there is the desire, like the desire to effectively not feel the need to perpetually overly have to articulate or identify. Like I just keep on seeing, I feel like I keep on hearing they're looking for relationships where they don't feel the need to perpetually have to over explain themselves, is what I keep on getting. And it's painful, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like for a lot of the energy, and I feel like there's a lot of that energy working through, like, I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like some of that energy is working through some pathwork of tokenization, or they're healing from relationships wherein they felt like they were energetically tokenized. And what does it often feel like when we're energetically tokenized? It's often those modalities or those experiences by which another person comes towards us because they either navigate through unresolved issues or they see us as the source of it. And I keep on getting that for both of those modalities and experiences, the situation is always the space by which they feel energetically like they're the energetic trigger point. And I keep on seeing, like, I keep on hearing like they're working to heal in the modality by which another person isn't going to, like, I keep on hearing isn't going to be in the experience by which they feel like they have to work through. I keep on hearing the relationship is not the place to work through unresolved things. It's the space by which you create. And so I keep on looking, like, I feel like it's hard because I see them like treading carefully. Like I see a lot of energy treading carefully and working into building into healthy relationship, but also like treading carefully in the modality of recognizing and identifying the difference between, I keep on hearing, and did you see how like my throat chakra started closing up? The difference between like the difference between another person like working through their unresolved feelings versus someone that I keep on hearing like someone who truly, like I keep on hearing like someone who truly is like ready. I keep on hearing like someone who's truly ready to build or grow with them in such a way that it's not, like I keep on hearing, there isn't an over fixation upon one another, but the direction of relationship. That is where we find all of the energy prior to beginning. That is where we find all of today. That is our full daily collective read. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these readings. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my site. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I would encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who participated last week in our class on the Sun card. Our next class will be held on Thursday, December 18th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Judgment card. If you would like to become part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You also have access to you don't have to catch up. I do my best to give you an update in terms of anything we've studied thus far, but now is a great time to join. You got a whole month if you want to catch up on some of those classes. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of readings, you'll also have access to over 20 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Class Archive. You'll also have access to a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage, moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also, I also want to let you guys know that we have now launched our retreat program. We are going to be going on a tarot retreat to Italy in August, where we will be studying about the history of the tarot in the cradle of where the tarot was originally documented and discovered. We are going to be working through the history and the mytho-symbolic symbolism of the cards that can be found in a lot of the understanding of the cultural changes and shifts that occurred in Italy that made it the perfect space by which the tarot could grow and be shared. We have a beautiful journey that we will be having where we will be traveling to Rome, Florence, and Tuscany to study that. And if you'd like to learn more about that, all you need to do is head on over to my stack. You can find a post there. You can also find it over on my tree that has binks in it in my bio. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings, which can be purchased per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages, and we will do this again tomorrow.